you, Wagner. Welcome to Cinema. Today we're going to be talking about Cobra Kai Season 5. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this season, if you got a chance to see it. Yeah, and if you haven't, this is a non-spoiler review. So, with Kreese in jail and Terry Silver in power of Cobra Kai, ultimately there is so much this season had to offer, from character growth to arcs to how they were doing. The narrative was compelling from beginning to end, and ultimately brought up the antics to something that I did not expect to see within this season, and it may be one of the better seasons yet. I have to still really analyze what I really enjoyed about this compared to other seasons and how well it compared up to, but this ultimately was the first season of Cobra Kai that I was able to watch day one, because while season 4 dropped last year, I was still finishing up season 2 and season 3 before I was able to get into that. But I was able to watch this all in one day that when it came out, and it was a great experience to relive what I was going through with that, what was all following up with the other seasons of Cobra Kai, and following up just with how this season went about dealing with Tori and where she's left with, knowing that Terry Silver cheated to get her to win, and then Samantha dealing with her loss of that final match that split up the gang and closed down Miyagi-Do, closed down Eagle Fang. And then now Miguel is in Mexico having to deal with that. And there's some certain arcs that ended shorter than I expected, and some that were a bit more at length. But in the end, there were things I didn't expect to be put in there, but still worked for the narrative they were trying to tell. And while there's certain parts where I was expecting a little bit more from, I really got the gist of what they were going for, to where I was able to accept and really digest it easily and appreciate what they were doing with the stories and arcs that added a little bit of a few twists here and there that really kept me attentive to what I was watching and what the characters were going, what the characters had to offer. Hawk now being more proud of himself and ambitious with what he was going for, and there was a bit more scheming and planning of what they were going to do to attack back at Cobra Kai now that Cobra Kai was now in power, and with the growth of what their business is, Terry Silver's plan that he's had from the get-go, from back in the 80s, that you really see the dynamic that he's going for. You're getting a few flashbacks, of course, with what his roots are and what he's doing with John Kreese, and how John Kreese is dealing with prison is really set up. It's less than I expected it to be, but it still provides that much more substantial elements to the season itself, to where he's sort of limited by what he can do, but their story is still powerful enough that by the end of the season, it's really good of where they left off with that character and certain characters throughout the season that are already free, that they have some good, really well told arcs that I didn't expect to really dive into, but the connecting of certain characters that you really hope to be redeemed are just really well dealt with, and really amps me up for what could come with the following Cobra Kai Season 6 and maybe beyond. Let's see how far this show lasts, as Cobra Kai never dies, but ultimately this was one insane season that I really enjoyed, and maybe I'll be getting into rewatching soon, as long as I'm not buried with all these other TV shows and films that I'm getting into. So that's just my personal thoughts, and I'd love to know yours down in the comments below, or if you haven't seen it, how hyped are you for this season, and if this review helps you out, check it out. Thank you for watching. Bye.